name is Megan Sandstrom, and today I would like to take some time to talk about how awesome studying abroad is. Studying, interning, or even volunteering abroad is a truly enriching experience to add to your college career. And it may be less out of reach than you think. First things first, any major of study can incorporate a study abroad experience. For example, I'm a biology major, and I studied abroad for 2 months in summer 2016 in Cusco, Peru. And let me tell you, I have had some of my best memories ever just from those 2 months studying abroad. Now, I could tell you facts like study abroad students witness higher GPAs post-studying abroad, or that they have better employment statistics than students that did not study abroad, which are both true. But instead, I'm going to be focusing on telling you my personal stories of my study abroad experiences. So the program that I did was not through CU Denver. It was again through Acela Spanish. And it was a language immersion program, but it was focused for pre-health students. So that meant we also did volunteering in hospitals and orphanages and shadowed doctors in the government hospital in Cusco. I am no longer a pre-health student, but the experience I had were still immemorable and wonderful, and I'm so glad I did it. And we also did lots of other things like traveling through the Cusco region and taking part of all sorts of authentic cultural experiences, and I will remember those for the rest of my life. There is a type of program for every student. My pre-health program wouldn't be beneficial to an engineering student or an art student or a student specifically studying the Spanish language or any other language for that matter. But there's a program for every student is what I'm trying to get at. For example, there are full year programs, there are semester-long programs, there are summer programs, and there are also non-school programs and school programs. So UCD has semester-long programs in Beijing, but it also has sort of programs as a maymester in Costa Rica. So there's all different types of time limits too for your study abroad experience. And UCD is also really good about accepting non-school programs. So if there's a program at UCD that isn't suiting your needs and your desires, there's countless other programs that are not UCD that you can explore, and UCD will probably accept it. When you study abroad, you need to look at important things like, what do you want to do when you study abroad? Do you want to be taking academic classes for your major? Do you want to be taking just pure language immersion? Or do you want to be interning or volunteering? Those are important questions you need to ask yourself because it helps you figure out what type of study abroad experience is for you. Well, when I studied abroad, just finishing my freshman year and thinking I wanted to do pre-health, the Acela Spanish for Pre-Health program really made sense for me to do. And the fact that I had studied Spanish for so long, all through middle school and high school, the whole language immersion thing was a really attractive option for me as well. So after I studied abroad in Peru, I noticed that my language skills in Spanish were a lot better. And just being able to speak another language, even if you're not completely fluent, is really invaluable when you try to get jobs and just be a more well-rounded global citizen in general. Cusco, Peru is actually the best place to learn Spanish too. So if you are interested in learning to speak Spanish better, go to Cusco, because Cusco the way they speak there is very slow and they enunciate all their words. So it's much easier for a beginner level Spanish speaker to communicate with people there. So beyond this language immersion, which again is super important to become a more well-rounded global citizen and more attractive to different job markets, it's just the amazing experiences that you have when you study abroad. Enjoying a culture that's not your own and really appreciating it and appreciating the people that you meet there. Because when I studied abroad, I met some really awesome people that I'll talk to you about. Cusco also was a beautiful region, and I got to see so many cool sights. I got to see Machu Picchu. Of course, that's the standard one, and it was amazing. But there were even way cooler sites that I saw there, like Ollantaytambo, which was directly in the Cusco region, and Ollantaytambo was actually a royal retreat for Incan emperors. And the technology that you saw on these sites were just mind-boggling. The way they figured out irrigation and architecture to mitigate damage from earthquakes, it was just mind-blowing and just so cool to see. The way I like to experience culture is through their food and drink. And Cusco had some really awesome foods. I got to go to all sorts of restaurants with my friends in my study abroad program, and we try a different place every time. And what was really cool is we were encouraged not to go to the standard touristy places, but to more off the beaten path, locals only sorts of places. And that's where you get the real food, like the real Peruvian food. And I can't even tell you how many awesome soups that I had, especially adobo. Adobo is in my heart forever. I got to try fried guinea pig, which is called cuy. And I tried alpaca. And I had some of the best freshwater fish in the entire world from Lago Titicaca, which is the highest lake in the world. I met awesome friends in Peru as well. Both the people that are studying abroad with me and the people that I met in the hospitals and my host family. Doing a studying abroad program where you get to live with a host family is honestly the best way to go, because you get further language immersion with your family and really get to see how everyday people live in that culture, which is priceless. With people that I met in my study abroad group, I did really awesome experiences like going to a Urubamba trip. So on the Urubamba trip, we hiked the Incan Trail for 4 hours, which was just a very tiny portion of the Incan Trail. And it took us from Tinquero to Urubamba. And then in Urubamba, we had an awesome lunch at one of my study abroad friends' uncle's houses who happened to live in Peru. And that whole experience was just absolutely incredible. It was one of my favorite memories from that trip. But my point is that when you study abroad, just the experiences that you encounter are just limitless, and you can make it whatever you want to be. With that being said, you can have the opportunity for amazing experiences abroad. Good way to start is talk with an advisor at the UC Denver Studying Abroad office. And don't forget, Google is your friend, and you can research to your heart's content about different study abroad experiences. I hope that when you leave this presentation, you'll think, wow, studying abroad sounds really cool, and maybe it's an option that I can explore while I'm in college. Thanks for listening.